Good morning, Tennessee Valley. I'm Matt Ryerson, your Tuesday host, and it is 6:30 a.m. and 117 degrees. At least it feels that way here in the studio. I think it's more like 78 degrees, but it's going to be a hot one today. This is my co-host, Matt Tolbert. Matt, how you doing?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Good. How was your weekend?
It was good. It was good. I got to go to North Carolina, see my family.
Excellent.
See my brother. My brother was in from Oregon. He lives in Oregon, and so I haven't seen him for almost 2 years. And
wow.
So it was nice. It was very nice to see. I talked to him, but it was nice to see him and his family, his wife, his son, and it was a good weekend. It was a good weekend.
Excellent. Good visit.
Although I'll tell you, I did travel with my grandmother.
Oh yeah.
My grandmother went along.
Yeah.
And I would not recommend that.
Apologies to all the grandmothers watching this morning.
I love my grandmother. My grandmother is a wonderful lady. She really is. But she's 2 generations removed from me. And so she did not like my music. She did not like my anything, the volume of my music. She didn't like any of this stuff that was going on.
The way you drove.
The way I drove.
Well, the way you text messages while you're driving.
No, I didn't do that. In her defense, however, I did almost get in an accident probably twice.
Oh,
so
yeah.
She certainly had good cause to not enjoy herself. But yeah.
Sounds like a good weekend.
Yeah, it was fun. It was good.
Well, my weekend, we had an interesting development at the Ryerson household. We had, I told you about our visitor last week. For those of you who weren't watching, we had some mice join our crew. They have since departed
this world.
And then this weekend, a puppy shows up at our back door.
Oh, well, that's not as bad, right?
No, my wife was highly against me taking the same avenue to remove the puppy from our home.
They don't have puppy traps in the same.
No, they don't have snap traps for puppies. And this guy was quite cute and a good-looking dog. So we now have a resident puppy outside of our house, trashing all my outside lawn furniture. Anything we've left outside is now being chewed on.
Now, you used to own a few dogs, so this is not new, right?
No, we used to foster dogs. We were foster parents for dogs,
yeah.
Yes. And we spent a lot of time finding homes for dogs. But since we've had kids, that's changed significantly. Sure. So we are looking for somebody. If you're interested in what looks like some type of mutt, beautiful white dog, beautiful blue eyes though. Cute dog. Track me down and I can connect you up because I don't think we're quite ready for the destruction. Now he's a puppy. It's a she actually. She's a puppy. And so the chewing is just a natural part of life. Sure. So overall she's very pleasant, good with the kids.
Now dogs, they typically don't stay around unless, and the old adage, unless you feed them.
Yeah, my wife thought that dog looked a little thin.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, so she might have been passing by, and then my beautiful, big-hearted wife said, that dog is too thin, let's feed it. And now it's like clockwork, that dog's sitting outside my front door. Anyways, yeah, that was my weekend. That, and we weren't outside much because it was so hot out. But I want to give you a quick look at our local news. The Cleveland City Council reaffirmed Monday its decision to fire its financial advisor, even though the contract with Morgan Keegan does not end until June 30th, 2012. The council voted to end its relationship with Cumberland Securities, a division of Morgan Keegan. The council confirmed its decision from 2 weeks ago. This time, financial advisor Joe Ayers was present to defend his company and say Councilman Richard Banks made inaccurate statements. Banks tied a federal court settlement reached by Morgan Keegan in several states to the company's financial work for the city. Banks said the city is within its right to end the contract, and so did. We also have some good news on the Tennessee Volunteer front for you Tennessee football fans. Tennessee senior defensive lineman Malik Jackson and junior defensive back Prentice Wagner, and I'm sorry if I'm getting that incorrect, were both named to the prestigious National Watch Lists Friday. Jackson was selected to both the Bronco Nagurski and Outland Trophy watch list, while Wagner earned his spot on the Nagurski list. And that's a big award for defensive players in college football. Paul Ramsey, Energy Director, Energy Education Specialist at the Cleveland City Schools, and Valerie Mack, Supervisor of Transportation, on Monday, presented a new initiative that focuses on improving communication, behavior, and safety on school buses. They told city school board members they will ask all bus riders and parents to sign a contract at the beginning of the school year in August. They will also offer additional training for drivers on behavior management and building relationships with the riders. The bus drivers are the first and last face our children see, Mr. Ramsey said. Sounds like a good plan. And then District 1 School Board, and other city school board news, District 1 School Board member Evelyn Rockholt announced her retirement from the board at Monday evening's meeting. Ms. Rockholt was served on the board since 2004, but she said the call of grandchildren has grown very loud. And she and her husband Chuck, who recently retired from his post as Public Information Officer for the city school system after serving his term as principal of Cleveland High until 2009, plan to move to Florida after Ms. Rockholt participates in her final meeting in August. The board will hold a special reception for Ms. Rockholt prior to the August 1st meeting at 5 p.m. And that's a wonderful thing. Evelyn is a great community member. We're sad to see her leave, but appreciate her service. And then the last story this morning, a couple hours after Bradley County Commissioner Jeff Morlock stated his desire to know how the Cleveland City Council will go, how low they will go in their fire contract. Cleveland Councilman Bill Estes asked Cleveland City Manager Janice Castile to do some homework on the matter. Currently, the county pays $1.8 million to the city for fire protection of the fringe area within 5 miles of the city limit. But Councilman Estes wondered if the price was wrong all along. What are our services worth? Councilman Estes asked. I've never thought they were worth what we received in return from the county in the past. He went on to state, I don't want our budget to be held hostage by this, and I don't want to sell short our city services that our city taxpayers pay for. So they'll do a little more research on that. And that is your local news. The weather right now, it is a sweltering 78 degrees at 6:38 in the morning. That's simply ridiculous. But today we got a slight chance of rain with a high of 96, a low of 74. Wow, it's really cooling off later this week. Tomorrow we have a chance of rain with a high of 98 and a low of 71. And then Wednesday we remain with that chance of rain and a high of only 91 degrees and a low of 71. So that is your weather. If you all are out in the heat, stay cool, stay hydrated, make sure you're drinking plenty of water, get in the shade, and make sure you're taking care of yourselves. We're going to take a quick commercial break. We'll be right back in just a couple of minutes with some more news.
How would you like to look better and feel better? If so, then visit the Ford Center for Pain Management, located at 2020 Keith Street Northwest, Suite C in Cleveland. Dr. Dennis Ford is board certified with the American Board of Anti-Aging, the American Board of Pain Management, the American Board of Anesthesiology, and the American Board of Family Physicians. Dr. Ford has been serving Cleveland and the surrounding area since 1984. Dr. Ford is a licensed physician offering affordable Botox injections for just $10 per unit. Botox is a medication that is used to treat dynamic wrinkles such as crow's feet, forehead lines, and frown lines. Botox can also be used on the lower face to treat the muscles that cause tiny lines around the mouth and neck. Botox Cosmetic works by relaxing the facial muscles, creating a smoother, more refreshed appearance that's safe and now affordable. So to look and feel your best, visit the Ford Center for Pain Management at 2020 Keith Street Northwest or call for an appointment, 614-0535. The Ford Center for Pain Management.
I'm Byron Winters with Landmark Insurance Brokerage. Contact me for all of your business insurance needs. From general liability to workers' comp, commercial auto, and business umbrellas, Landmark Insurance has you covered.
Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland, is your #1 Dodge, Chrysler, and Jeep dealer in this area. Stop by and see the brand new 2011 Chrysler 200. The 200 is essentially a new nameplate with a significant facelift to the outgoing 2010 Chrysler Sebring. A beautiful vehicle at an unbeatable price. And while you're there, check out the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee and the newly designed Dodge Durango. Redesigned, revamped, and reinvigorated. Yes, the Dodge Durango is back, bigger and better than ever. Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep offers a complete parts and service department with qualified service technicians to fix and repair your vehicle. So for your next brand new or pre-owned vehicle, make it Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland.
I'm Dr. James Markham, host of the television program Heart of Health, seen right here on WTNB television, Thursday at 7 o'clock, Friday at 8 a.m. or Sunday at 3:30 p.m.
Volunteer Ridipest LLC has been serving Cleveland and the surrounding areas for over 40 years. Their qualified, experienced technicians are trained in all the latest techniques to keep your home pest-free. Volunteer Ridipest LLC offers Mosquito Guard, which keeps mosquitoes out of your yard and out of your life. Their monthly and quarterly treatments are backed by their 100% money-back guarantee. For all your pest removal needs, call Volunteer Ridipest LLC today at 423-472-7736.
Good morning again, everybody, on this beautiful Tuesday morning, 6:42 a.m. and 78 degrees, which is just way too hot for this early in the morning. I wanted to give you an update on a big fundraiser this weekend. They're having a Georgia Country and Gospel Music Association is hosting an event this Friday at the Gospel Singing Hall in Dayton, and this is a fundraiser for Doyle Ratcliffe. For those of you who know Doyle and his wife Linda and their daughter Tammy Odom, this is going to help with his funeral costs. He passed recently, and this will help offset those. So if you have a chance, you want to just hear some good music from Hope for Tomorrow this Friday, the Gospel Singing Hall in Dayton, 7 o'clock p.m. Don't miss it. Mr. Tolbert.
Yes, sir.
I believe you have some other news for us.
Thank you, Matt. Yes, we have the things that matter with Matt. I ran across this, and I thought this was very interesting.
Okay.
I ran across this story. Apparently, men are capable of breastfeeding.
That's simply not appropriate.
It may not be, but there's a story about a man who a few years ago, I'm going to call him John Smith because he's from Sri Lanka and I can't pronounce his name. He lost his wife and was left to care for their 18-month-old daughter. Unable to see her cry, I offered my breast, John Smith told the newspaper. That's when I discovered I could breastfeed. And apparently this is a real thing, that men have the two necessary things, the mammary glands and the pituitary glands, they're not as frequent. Men don't have as many as women do, but many men do have these, and upon the right kind of stimulation, apparently men are able to breastfeed.
This is a real thing, folks, just like Loch Ness Monster and Bigfoot. So, all right, next story.
All right. Next story.
You're making me
story.
uncomfortable.
You just didn't like that. A woman in Texas just had a baby boy. He weighed 16 pounds, 1 ounce. 16 pounds, 1 ounce. That is a big baby.
That's like two babies.
That's a very large baby, folks. It's a very large baby. Janet Johnson on Monday remained in hospital after giving birth to what her doctors called one of the biggest newborns they've ever seen.
I bet.
She was awaiting word on whether her son ranked among the biggest births in state history. And apparently that's true. He's so large that he is one of the biggest babies ever born in Texas.
Wow, so it's like they got a record book like catfish, right? There's a 100-pound catfish.
Exactly.
They got a record.
They just have a link. I am glad I'm a man.
Yes.
I might breastfeed him, but I would not give birth to him. And I would.
Next story.
All right.
Next story.
I apologize. Recently in Brazil, there's a boy, Paulo David Amorim. He's an 11-year-old boy, demonstrating how forks, knives, scissors, cooking pans, cameras, and other metal objects seem drawn to his body and remain stuck on his chest, stomach, and back. This means that this boy is magnetic.
What?
He's magnetic. He's able to attract metal objects, and they stick to his body. And he's not holding on. They just
Was he
stick to his body.
breastfed by his father?
I don't think that's I don't think that's a side effect of male breastfeeding, Matt. Thank you very much.
All right, magnetic boy.
A magnetic boy. Yes. I thought this was very interesting, folks. In Minnesota, there was a Congressman Schaefer. He was cited for filing a false police report after telling authorities that he'd been sent a bomb in the mail.
Uh-oh.
Turns out, he sent the bomb to himself.
Really?
Yes. Schaefer said that a lot of people want to see him dead, and he sent himself a grenade to invoke sympathy from the public about his plight.
I don't know what to say to that.
People
I don't think it's going to work in his advantage.
He believes
this way.
people hate him so much that he might as well kill himself.
Nice strategy, and get a little sympathy in the effort.
I don't know if that's going to happen. He's resigned from his post as congressman due to this whole issue.
Now that's a good decision.
Yeah, yes, that's true.
Grenade, bad decision.
Yes.
Resigning, good decision.
Very, very. There's another interesting story. This will be our last one.
Okay.
Dr. Aubrey de Grey from Europe says that people will live to be 1,000 years old. He's a longevity specialist. He's a doctor who focuses on long life. He said the person who will live to be 150 years old is already born. That there are a number of people, there's a person that the science is at this point where people are going to be able to live to be at least 150 years old right now, people who are born. And he said in the next 20 years, the person who will live to be 1,000 years old will be born.
Wow. That's an interesting theory.
Yeah, I thought it very, very interesting. I mean,
1,000 years old.
It's not exactly Methuselah. I don't know. Methuselah was the oldest living man.
Yeah,
according to the Bible.
It's interesting though. If you think about today's times, if you go into like assisted living at 90, you'd spend 910 years in this assisted living facility.
Well, the focus,
I don't know that we want that.
Yeah, the focus is on what he says is the focus is on curing diseases or preventing diseases.
Yeah.
And if you don't have diseases, then people don't die.
Yeah.
And that's what he says. I have a hard time believing it, but,
Life Care is going to be excited to hear
Yes,
this.
they are.
That's
they
awesome. Well, thanks for the things that matter.
The things that matter.
We're going to take a quick look at the weather and before we go to commercial break. 6:49 a.m. this morning, already 78 degrees. And it is going to be a hot one today. We're going to get up to 96 degrees today with the low of 74 with a chance of rain. Tomorrow, a high of 93, low of 71. And then Wednesday, a chance of rain with a high of 91 and a low of 71. So that's your local weather. Stick around. We have an exciting guest. Jennifer Norton from the Greenway Table is going to be with us when we come back.
I'm Dr. James Markham, host of the television program Heart of Health, seen right here on WTNB television, Thursday at 7 o'clock, Friday at 8 a.m., or Sunday at 3:30 p.m.
Volunteer Ridipest LLC has been serving Cleveland and the surrounding areas for over 40 years. Their qualified, experienced technicians are trained in all the latest techniques to keep your home pest-free. Volunteer Ridipest LLC offers Mosquito Guard, which keeps mosquitoes out of your yard and out of your life. Their monthly and quarterly treatments are backed by their 100% money-back guarantee. For all your pest removal needs, call Volunteer Ridipest LLC today at 423-472-7736.
How would you like to look better and feel better? If so, then visit the Ford Center for Pain Management, located at 2020 Keith Street Northwest, Suite C in Cleveland. Dr. Dennis Ford is board certified with the American Board of Anti-Aging, the American Board of Pain Management, the American Board of Anesthesiology, and the American Board of Family Physicians. Dr. Ford has been serving Cleveland and the surrounding area since 1984. Dr. Ford is a licensed physician offering affordable Botox injections for just $10 per unit. Botox is a medication that is used to treat dynamic wrinkles such as crow's feet, forehead lines, and frown lines. Botox can also be used on the lower face to treat the muscles that cause tiny lines around the mouth and neck. Botox Cosmetic works by relaxing the facial muscles, creating a smoother, more refreshed appearance that's safe and now affordable. So to look and feel your best, visit the Ford Center for Pain Management at 2020 Keith Street Northwest or call for an appointment 614-0535. The Ford Center for Pain Management.
I'm Wes Robbins with Landmark Insurance Brokerage. When it comes to employee benefits, we've got you covered. Call me today for the best service and best solutions to your group health and employee benefits needs. At Landmark Insurance Brokerage, we've got you covered.
Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland, is your #1 Dodge, Chrysler, and Jeep dealer in this area. Stop by and see the brand new 2011 Chrysler 200. The 200 is essentially a new nameplate with a significant facelift to the outgoing 2010 Chrysler Sebring. A beautiful vehicle at an unbeatable price. And while you're there, check out the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee and the newly designed Dodge Durango. Redesigned, revamped, and reinvigorated. Yes, the Dodge Durango is back, bigger and better than ever. Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep offers a complete parts and service department with qualified service technicians to fix and repair your vehicle. So for your next brand new or pre-owned vehicle, make it Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland.
Good morning, Tennessee Valley, on this beautiful Tuesday morning, 6:53 a.m. and already 78 degrees. It's going to be a hot one, but we have a great guest today. Miss Jennifer Norton with the Greenway Table is here today. Welcome, Jennifer. Thanks for being here.
Hi, thank you.
We're glad you're joining us. And you're with the Greenway Table, and for those who don't know, what is the Greenway Table?
The Greenway Table is an up-and-coming urban farm in Cleveland, Tennessee, and we mission to enhance and enable a community with the power of food. So what do we do exactly? We grow food, and we also grow awareness about the importance of food choice. And we do that by hosting children, as well as having open houses and just communicating with the public at large about how your food choice can affect your health and also the local economy and the environment.
Wow. So you say you actually work with children. Do you bring youth groups out or schools? Do you partner with schools? Or?
We work with children at different capacities. Yes, some youth groups will come out if they contact us. Work with Lee University, they sometimes have summer camps that come in. Also local schools, Ocoee Middle School, some with Mayfield, Prospect, Arnold, various schools in the community, and then also families that bring their kids in.
Okay. And so you say it's an urban farm, is that
Correct.
what you? So there's actually food growing here in Cleveland.
That's right. Next to Ocoee Middle School, or sandwiched rather between Ocoee Middle School soccer field and Lee University's Schimmel's Park, at Parker and 20th, we have an acre of land where we're growing food. There's a greenway walkway right next to us, which they're getting ready to pave, and yeah, there's an acre of food growing right there in the city. I mean, with the rising population, we know that we're going to have to increase our food growth. And so this is just a way to raise awareness about where you get your food.
And that's a good question. As opposed to going to the grocery store, you go to Walmart, You get some vegetables out of their nice little things with the fake showers. You know what I'm talking about?
It's steam. No, it's not steam.
It's not steam.
No, it's cool.
Yeah, it's cool mist, of
Mist.
some sort. Yeah. Anyways, what's the difference in buying something at Walmart and coming out and getting something from the Greenway table? I mean, what are we looking at? I mean, is not a tomato a tomato?
Tomato shall always be a tomato. It might not taste the same. You can't even buy locally at Walmart, but I think buying from us is basically supporting this community. If everyone in the Chattanooga region within a 100-mile radius increased their local consumption by 5%, then it would generate $100 million in our regional economy. The Ox Metropolitan Center published that from 2002 Ag Census information. So basically, buying locally encourages your local economy and supports your local farmers. And you can know where your food came from. Everyone knows a fresh green bean tastes better. That's just common knowledge.
It came from Parker and 20th.
Right,
Exactly.
right. And you think about that in these times where the economy is a pretty serious issue and a lot of
Yeah.
people are struggling. This is a way to inject our funds into our local economy.
Right.
So this is more than just an urban farm. This is actually a nonprofit here locally.
That's right. We're a nonprofit. We partnered. We're halfway on Cleveland City Schools public land, and then we're halfway on private property. And we've been receiving funding from the Bradley County Memorial Hospital Funds endowment from United Way is managing. They've helped get us going a little bit. And so basically, we know that cute organic farms aren't going to feed the world, and we don't think that reality can happen, but we do think it's important to consider where your food comes from. And when you have 40% of your children overweight, it's definitely, we need to change something, so we want to address these issues.
So it's talking about healthy eating, eating locally.
Yeah.
That's all good. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Well, also the social interaction. I mean, imagine when you communicate most with your family, when you're together with food, especially around a table. So we want kids to think about these things and start making their own choices about what they eat and how they eat their food.
Now, when we talk about a garden, and that's really almost downtown Cleveland, I tend to think of a couple rows of corn, a couple rows of tomatoes or whatever. But this is actually a little bit larger than your average home garden. There's some space. How big is the urban farm over there?
We actually have about an acre of food growing. And so what do we do with all that food? Well, viability is very important. So we're selling that food to go directly back into food growth and programming. We have a 15-member CSA, community-supported agriculture. It's where a family buys in a share of our farm and then they got a box of vegetables for 20 weeks. And then we also have 4 or 5 work shares where they come and work 4 or 5 hours a week and get a box of vegetables in return. And we sell at the 5 Points Market downtown, and when we have food left over, we sell also at Peerless Road. And we like to give food away as well. So we have a good amount of food growing. Within 3-4 years, we want to be viable. We want the food we're growing to support all of our farming operations.
That's pretty amazing. So not only can some of the viewers here get involved in the sense that they can buy locally, but they can actually, by doing that, contribute to a local nonprofit.
That's correct.
They can actually get some farming experience and the social interactions
Right.
that come with that.
Definitely.
That's a great opportunity. So let me ask you this. If one of our viewers is out there saying, I grew up on a farm, I'd love to get my hands dirty and get back out there or participate in this, or I just want fresh vegetables, or even better, I want to support a nonprofit, how do they get a hold of you, or how do they find out more information about the Greenway Table?
Okay, well, www.thegreenwaytable.org has all of our contact information. You can also come by the garden on Monday nights from 5 to 8. There's always someone there for an open house. We actually have a couple of families that come down with their children and help us work. And we're doing a camp with 4-H students next week, the 18th through the 21st. So you can contact the 4-H office and get your kids signed up for that. It's called Garden Grown Day Camp. So basically, upcoming 4th to 6th graders get to participate in every aspect from seed to table. We work in the garden, we go to the cannery one day, we're at the 4-H center one day. So basically that's another way, and I guess that's about it.
So Monday nights.
5 to 8, we're
5 to
always
8.
there,
You're always
open
there.
house, yes. You can always come by and see what we have going on, but that's a time that we will have to put down our tools and kind of communicate with you directly.
So you actually have people out there working the Greenway Table, the urban farm, throughout the week, but
Right.
Monday is kind of the open house where people can come
Yeah,
up.
there's people there right now. We also had a Toddlers at the Table event a couple of weeks ago. We'll do another one in August where 2 to 5-year-olds came and they did a composting lesson and they planted in the garden. They're just always fun times. Kids love to plant in the garden, you know, and watch things grow. So, yeah.
Awesome, awesome. Now, one thing you do that Matt and I are very interested in is that you do some partnership with local restaurants as well.
That's correct.
So the food that is grown right here in Cleveland also ends up on the plate of local restaurants. You want to share some of the local restaurants that you partner with?
Yeah, we work with Cafe Roma a lot, actually. We also do the diner on First Street. We sell to just initiated sales with Loopy's and Sifted. I'm sure you've tried their tomato pies. We've been getting them basil, so.
I tell you what, Matt, Loopy's has an incredible salad. It tends to be thought of as a pizza place, and it is. Wonderful pizza.
Yeah, well, absolutely.
Great calzones.
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest fan of a huge calzone with fluffy ones, although my wife does. But the salads there are extraordinary. So you're telling me when I go and get my spicy chicken salad with the spicy chicken on it, that a lot of the vegetables in that salad may have come from the Greenway Table.
Yeah, that's the ultimate goal, to move to where a lot of the vegetables. Right now, you might start with basil and maybe a few tomatoes, but we're working in that direction. Again, that's what we want people to think about, is where's your food coming from. This is a great moment to mention the Benwood Foundation's Gaining Ground. There's a local food initiative. You're already seeing billboards. It's grown here, and you'll see the distinctive logo where you can start asking your local grocers, hey, do you guys have grown here? Do you have it available to us? And when you demand such, they're going to start connecting more with farmers, and that's really going to pull in our regional economy. So it's a good plug for that. Loopy's is involved in that. Cafe Roma will be as well. And what they do is they source it back to the farmer always. So there's going to be lots of Bradley County farmers involved, and that's what we want. We want to rebuild our community.
So you don't grow the spicy chicken that they put on?
That's a funny story. Okay, so I
Is it really? Okay.
I was out of town for approximately 3 days. Over a weekend, I missed a Monday. I come back on Tuesday, and there's this chicken running around the garden. And I'm like, has this been here? You know, I missed those 2 mornings. And they're like, yeah, this group of visitors was like, yeah, he's been running around. We've been chasing him. So he's been staying around the compost pile. Well, he wanders around to some yards. We put him back in the compost pile. Well, he keeps wandering around. Like a week ago, or I guess a few days ago rather, I find feathers like everywhere in the front yard, and this dead chicken, our dog got a hold of it.
Oh, no.
But someone, can you just imagine how hard they're laughing when they drop off this chicken at our garden? Like, we don't have animals, but someone dropped off this chicken who survived 2.5 weeks.
You did call it an urban farm. So.
Right, exactly. I mean, we have to figure out a way to get, farms should be circular. Anyone who's listening who knows anything about farming knows that you take the manure of your animals and you put it back on the field, so you're not using finances to get nitrogen on the land. So basically, you're not going to have that in an urban setting, right? You're not going to have animals, and we're not fancy. We don't have some fancy composting system yet. So we definitely need chickens, but I wasn't ready for the maintaining chickens every morning. But
So
somebody
you're saying
dropped one off.
don't drop off your chickens.
Don't drop off your
extra
chickens.
chickens, not quite yet.
Unless you want to manage them. Then
There
you can
go.
drop them off. You're welcome
There's an
to drop them
opportunity
off.
for you to get involved again. Excellent. So again, if you're interested in contacting Jennifer or getting involved with the Greenway Table, this is an excellent program. And as you mentioned, United Way of Bradley County, the community investment team saw this as one of their grant recipients from the hospital funds, Bradley Memorial Hospital funds, and got into a partnership with you and the Greenway Table. And we have seen much fruit from that partnership.
Yes.
You like that?
That was very.
You like that
no,
play?
I actually didn't really like that.
We planted good seed by investing into this
The
community.
United Way is great with these types of sayings.
I like to eat.
Thank you, Matt. Thank you. This is one of his favorite topics, food.
She's one of my favorite guests just
there
because
you
we're
go.
talking about food.
There we go.
Everyone likes to eat. So
Of course.
again, thegreenwaytable.org. You can email info@thegreenwaytable.org, info@thegreenwaytable.org. And those are the two best ways to contact us is website, email, or you can come by on Monday nights. And that's it. That's the
Awesome.
Greenway Table.
Jennifer, thank you so much
Oh,
for
you're
being a guest
welcome.
this morning. We really appreciate you being here. It's an exciting event to see something like this right in downtown Cleveland. And I know some of you may say, does Jennifer compete with other local farmers? Absolutely not. She's an actual, probably one of the strongest advocates for local farmers. And we need to buy local and raise up Bradley County. And even if you don't start your own garden, a great way to invest here is to purchase your vegetables from Bradley County. So
Right. Can I mention one other thing?
Sure, go
I
ahead.
didn't mention. We also partner with community gardens, so I just wanted to encourage you. If you're driving around Cleveland, of course, there's the East Street Community Garden on housing grounds. And this year we have residents maintaining beds, which is absolutely beautiful and the goal of community gardening. You know, of course, there's the Broad Street United Methodist Church. They have a beautiful garden downtown. First Cumberland Presbyterian is going to have a garden. They have a spot picked out. If you're an organization that wants more information, we have resources that we can provide with you, or for you rather, to get going and get started. We're not going to show up with a team of 20 people every 2 weeks and do all the work, but if you want to know how to do this or what the precautions are and what you need to look for, you can contact us and we have those documents.
Great resource, terrific nonprofit. We are so happy you're here, Jennifer. Thanks for joining us.
No problem.
We're going to go to a commercial break. Stick with us, and we're going to cover some more local stuff. Thanks, everybody.
Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland, is your #1 Dodge Chrysler and Jeep dealer in this area. Stop by and see the brand new 2011 Chrysler 200. The 200 is essentially a new nameplate with a significant facelift to the outgoing 2010 Chrysler Sebring. A beautiful vehicle at an unbeatable price. And while you're there, check out the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee and the newly designed Dodge Durango. Redesigned, revamped, and reinvigorated. Yes, the Dodge Durango is back, bigger and better than ever. Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep offers a complete parts and service department with qualified service technicians to fix and repair your vehicle. So for your next brand new or pre-owned vehicle, make it Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland.
I'm Kathy Guy with Landmark Insurance Brokerage. Call us today for all your personal insurance needs. With 28 years in the insurance business, I have the solutions and pricing you are looking for. At Landmark Insurance Brokerage, we've got you covered.
How would you like to look better and feel better? If so, then visit the Ford Center for Pain Management, located at 2020 Keith Street Northwest, Suite C in Cleveland. Dr. Dennis Ford is board certified with the American Board of Anti-Aging, the American Board of Pain Management, the American Board of Anesthesiology, and the American Board of Family Physicians. Dr. Ford has been serving Cleveland and the surrounding area since 1984. Dr. Ford is a licensed physician offering affordable Botox injections for just $10 per unit. Botox is a medication that is used to treat dynamic wrinkles such as crow's feet, forehead lines, and frown lines. Botox can also be used on the lower face to treat the muscles that cause tiny lines around the mouth and neck. Botox Cosmetic works by relaxing the facial muscles, creating a smoother, more refreshed appearance that's safe and now affordable. So to look and feel your best, visit the Ford Center for Pain Management at 2020 Keith Street Northwest or call for an appointment, 614-0535. The Ford Center for Pain Management.
I'm Dr. James Markham, host of the television program Heart of Health, seen right here on WTNB television, Thursday at 7 o'clock, Friday at 8 a.m., or Sunday at 3:30 p.m.
Volunteer Ridipest LLC has been serving Cleveland and the surrounding areas for over 40 years. Their qualified, experienced technicians are trained in all the latest techniques to keep your home pest-free. Volunteer Ridipest LLC offers Mosquito Guard, which keeps mosquitoes out of your yard and out of your life. Their monthly and quarterly treatments are backed by their 100% money-back guarantee. For all your pest removal needs, call Volunteer Ridipest LLC today at 423-472-7736.
Good morning, Tennessee Valley. It is 7:11 this Tuesday morning and 78 degrees already. It's a scorcher, but we have our second guest. I'm really excited. Sarah Anderson, who is with the local CASA program. For a lot of you, you may be saying, what does CASA even mean? Sarah's going to tell us a little bit about that. So, Sarah, why don't you start off? What is CASA?
Well, CASA is Court-Appointed Special Advocates, and it's a program that was started in the 70s by a judge in Seattle who realized that he was seeing a lot of the same abuse cases over and over again. So he asked some of his trusted friends to investigate those cases and kind of do case studies, home studies, and figure out what was going on to try and get some of these kids out of the court system. So CASA actually, again, Court-Appointed Special Advocates, they work on behalf of abused and neglected kids in the court system. And they're appointed, as the name implies, by judges and justices in the system. And then they just come in and do, they're volunteers that are trained. So we have retirees, we have students, we have firemen, counselors, and they just serve the best interests of those children. And they're trained, we have programs quarterly, and we train volunteers quarterly, twice a week. They meet like twice a week at night for a little over a month, and that program is very intensive and gets them trained and properly ready to go into the court system. And they're kind of nurtured through that process. And then, so in the last year, we've had over 80 cases in Bradley County that and that represents over 80 children that we've helped represent the best interest for.
So I know Judge Dan Swafford's been a terrific advocate for this program and has really pressed this forward. And I think he utilizes it pretty extensively, obviously, 80 cases. And as I understand it, he does that because judges, as the judge in Seattle described, can't get a good look at the home. How do you guys, CASA volunteers, actually do that? I mean, what's the process look like as far as getting a good look at the home and what the child is actually experiencing?
Okay, they start with interviewing the families. So they have them come to the CASA offices and meet. And on a lot of times it's families having strife within their own family, so extended parts that are fighting one another. So we can get those groups together and have kind of mediation. And then we also do, one of the biggest parts is in-home case studies. So
you guys actually go into
the homes and interview them. They know ahead of time, but we do go in, interview them, kind of spend time around the child, because the point is, I mean, obviously these parents already can get representation in court, but younger voices often have, they fall through the cracks. So it's very important that we are able to get in the houses. And we actually, under state of Tennessee law, we have the same legal rights that a guardian ad litem would have, which is someone that's been appointed, an attorney appointed by a judge. But we actually don't legally represent any of these children. We're just there serving as their advocate.
You're the one person in the courtroom that doesn't have an agenda. You are literally saying, I'm looking out for the best interest of the child, whatever that might be.
Yeah.
That's an exciting program.
It's really awesome. It's pretty unique, and it's been so supported in Bradley County, and we're so blessed to have had that support. And CASA here actually got started in 2008. Like I said, it's been around since the 70s, but we got our first program in 2008. It was associated with CASA Corridor, which also was represented by Megs McMinn in Ray County. And then as of last summer, we actually became our own 501c3 and became CASA of Bradley. And so that's really huge for our community. It's allowed us to expand more and to take on those 80 cases.
And I'm really proud to say the United Way Community Investment Team, this is another one of these programs, much like the Greenway Table, that the Community Investment Team at United Way saw fit that would be really a good fit for the Bradley Memorial Hospital grants, and we're seeing these type of numbers where 80 children have been served, and the, you know, this isn't, hey, let's interview them at the office. This is take a deep look at them. Now, the goal of the United Way Bradley Memorial Hospital funds is to serve as seed money. It's not long-term funding, and the goal for these programs then is to go out and get additional funding. You heard Jennifer at the Greenway table talk about some sustainability plans and selling and partnerships of their vegetables. CASA has some other very exciting news recently on the sustainability front. Do you want to share that?
Of course. And like Matt said, that grant was what was able to get us off our feet and actually allowed us to split off and to grow as our own 501c3, so that was huge. And then recently we did just find out that we were awarded a national CASA grant, and that is $45,000 this year with the ability to renew and get an additional $45,000 next year.
Wow.
So that's massive. And that's, I mean, with an organization, I mean, CASA of Bradley is a pretty small nonprofit, but it covers so much ground and has so much potential. So this is massive in terms of growth for the next several years for us.
So we're talking about $90,000 coming to our local community focused on the CASA program, which you just heard about, folks, serving children who are often underrepresented or not represented at all. So that's congratulations on that. That's breaking news.
It's huge. We're so excited.
So that may have gotten some people very interested, and they're saying, "Man, this sounds like something I want to do. I have a heart for kids. I want to see some of these kids in tough situations succeed." What would it take for somebody to become involved with CASA? What is the commitment? What is the process?
Okay. Well, I recommend going to www.casaofbradley.com. That's the best way to get our contact information. And our director is Suzanne Wisdom, and her contact info will be on there. And then, like I said, quarterly we have training programs to become a CASA, to become a court-appointed special advocate, and actually get to represent those children. You take on cases. We wouldn't ever force you to have more cases than you're comfortable doing.
So I can, if I volunteer, I can kind of tell you I only have time for one case, or I can say, hey, I happen to have the summer off. I could take a bunch of cases. Okay.
And we would help you through that process. They're pretty flexible about it as long as you can make some sort of commitment to CASA. And yeah, the training program, everything's paid for by our CASA program, so you get your training and your all your information, your booklets and everything for free. And you just have to dedicate that time to come in, like I said, a little over a month, twice a week, and come and have those meetings, learn. There are, of course, tests, and there's courtroom observation time that you're required to log.
What kind of qualifications would it be required for a volunteer to have?
All you have to be able to do is be over 21 years old and pass a background check for us. And then, like I said, put in that time. So, yeah, if you can do those two things, well, three as far as the time commitment goes, but then you're solid.
So if somebody is out there interested and they hear it and they're interested, but they were a little nervous about the home visit, in the training, you really set people up to feel comfortable with going into homes and taking a look at their situation.
Yes, and I have a friend actually who's a CASA, and she was not meek, but really kind of an introvert. And I saw her last summer just fly into, go into people's houses, be confident, be still, that quiet. It didn't change her personality, but it brought out that part of her, that confidence that she was able to do that. And that was awesome to see. It's great both for obviously the children and then for the CASAs. You get incredible experience that you won't see anywhere else, because where else are you going to be able to go in and actually have the potential to change children's lives?
Yeah,
in
this is a
capacity.
direct impact. That's pretty extraordinary. And again, the training that's provided, and I'm pretty familiar with this training myself, it's very intensive, very detailed. Most people feel very comfortable. But I even understand that if you're a volunteer in the first visit, you want somebody to shadow you or to go along with you, that you can have partners. Because I know some people are like, somebody that's in the court system might be a rough family, makes me a little nervous to go to the neighborhood, go into that house and kind of be investigating. But the reality is many of these families welcome you in because they want to get their story out as well. Exactly,
and they want to clear it up, and they want, the majority of families, obviously parents want the best interest for their kids as well. So they typically realize, and we're very clear, the judge is very clear about this CASA is basically my hand out at your, in your house. So they treat us like we're part of the court system because we're representing the court.
Excellent. Sarah, this is awesome information. One more time, somebody wants to get in contact with the CASA program. What is the web address?
www.casaofbradley.com.
Okay. And you're located, interestingly, the CASA offices are located
Directly across from the courthouse.
Directly across from the courthouse. The interesting part for me is, for those of you Bradley County historians, in the old Craigsmile Hall, which has a ton of history and is extraordinary. If you haven't been in there, it's primarily offices now. But Matt will be interested in knowing that at the base of Craigsmile Hall is NOLA.
NOLA.
Oh, so good.
See,
Yeah.
See,
we
they
never
have-
are far from restaurants here.
they
It's
have a
always where-
fantastic chicken salad sandwich on croissant
Yeah, they do.
with the pasta salad there.
Yeah.
And then they also have a great
Gumbo.
gumbo
All of their soups are
Unbelievable.
wonderful.
in a bread bowl.
Yeah.
In a bread bowl.
bread bowl, which is extraordinary. I'm sure Sarah and her team.
Have
See,
you
there's
eaten
another
NOLA
reason to
very often?
volunteer.
I love NOLA.
You know-
Yeah,
see, all right,
we
see.
fully support NOLA, and NOLA is very supportive of CASA, so we go
So
in
if I
there,
were to
we
ask
frequent
you
it.
what restaurant you would recommend, you would say NOLA.
NOLA.
Sarah's going, what happened to this interview?
Sure.
Never far from food. And there's another great reason to volunteer. Not only will you help children, which is in itself an extraordinary reason to volunteer, but you also get to be in an office right next to NOLA.
Exactly.
Right above NOLA. We're on the
Exactly.
second floor. NOLA's down here. It's about a 2-minute walk. So
Oh. There
not
you
even.
go.
Well, I mean, you could run down in about 30 seconds,
Yeah.
probably.
Yeah.
Which is what I would probably do.
Probably.
Run
Sounds like
to
it. Run to
food.
NOLA.
Yes.
Run to food. I wonder if we could get the Greenway table to start, selling food to NOLA. That would be fantastic.
Selling partnerships. Thanks, Matt.
Making connections.
That's
constantly.
right. Sarah, thank you so much for
Thank
being on
you.
today. We appreciate you getting up early with us this morning. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be back to wrap up with some local weather and tell you good morning.
Thank you.
Thanks, Sarah.
Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland, is your #1 Dodge Chrysler and Jeep dealer in this area. Stop by and see the brand new 2011 Chrysler 200. The 200 is essentially a new nameplate with a significant facelift to the outgoing 2010 Chrysler Sebring. A beautiful vehicle at an unbeatable price. And while you're there, check out the all-new Jeep Grand Cherokee and the newly designed Dodge Durango. Redesigned, revamped, and reinvigorated. Yes, the Dodge Durango is back, bigger and better than ever. Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep offers a complete parts and service department with qualified service technicians to fix and repair your vehicle. So for your next brand new or pre-owned vehicle, make it Kyle Dodge Chrysler Jeep, located at 511 South Lee Highway in Cleveland.
I'm Kathy Guy with Landmark Insurance Brokerage. Call us today for all your personal insurance needs. With 28 years in the insurance business, I have the solutions and pricing you are looking for. At Landmark Insurance Brokerage, we've got you covered.
How would you like to look better and feel better? If so, then visit the Ford Center for Pain Management, located at 2020 Keith Street Northwest, Suite C in Cleveland. Dr. Dennis Ford is board certified with the American Board of Anti-Aging, the American Board of Pain Management, the American Board of Anesthesiology, and the American Board of Family Physicians. Dr. Ford has been serving Cleveland and the surrounding area since 1984. Dr. Ford is a licensed physician offering affordable Botox injections for just $10 per unit. Botox is a medication that is used to treat dynamic wrinkles such as crow's feet, forehead lines, and frown lines. Botox can also be used on the lower face to treat the muscles that cause tiny lines around the mouth and neck. Botox Cosmetic works by relaxing the facial muscles, creating a smoother, more refreshed appearance that's safe and now affordable. So to look and feel your best, visit the Ford Center for Pain Management at 2020 Keith Street Northwest or call for an appointment, 614-0535. The Ford Center for Pain Management.
I'm Dr. James Markham, host of the television program Heart of Health, seen right here on WTNB television, Thursday at 7 o'clock, Friday at 8 a.m., or Sunday at 3:30 p.m.
Volunteer Ridipest LLC has been serving Cleveland and the surrounding areas for over 40 years. Their qualified, experienced technicians are trained in all the latest techniques to keep your home pest-free. Volunteer Ridipest LLC offers Mosquito Guard, which keeps mosquitoes out of your yard and out of your life. Their monthly and quarterly treatments are backed by their 100% money-back guarantee. For all your pest removal needs, call Volunteer Ridipest LLC today at 423-472-7736.
Good morning, Tennessee Valley. It is 7:25. Hopefully you're getting ready for work, getting ready for your day, and 121 degrees outside right now, or it feels like that. It is 79. Sarah's going to stick around for this goodbye this morning, but we want to take a quick look at your local weather. If you're getting ready for the day and you want to know what you need to wear, I would say wear something cool. But to give you the details, chance of showers today, a high of 96, low of 74. Tomorrow, that same summer chance of rain, high of 93, low of 71. And then it gets really cool by Thursday. It's all the way down to 91 degrees with a low of 71. So make sure you're staying hydrated, stay out of the sun. We also wanted to give you an update on some upcoming events, and one of the reasons we kept Sarah around is you guys at CASA have an upcoming event.
Yes, we do. It's our second annual Moonlight Walk. That is October 13th at 7 o'clock at Raider Drive on the Greenway. And that's actually a walk in memory of Militia Gibson, and she is pretty much one of the major reasons for child abuse awareness, I guess,
right,
especially in the South. And that was back, it was a huge case in Bradley County,
yes,
and I know many people remember that,
yes,
and remember hearing about it, and tragic. And so we are representing her, or she's become kind of the representative for awareness about these situations, and one of the big pushes for CASA locally.
Exactly. It was a black eye for our community, and a lot of people were really upset, but this is a great way to remember in a positive way, and to make sure that that sort of thing doesn't happen again. So again, October 13th?
October 13th at 7 o'clock, Raider Drive, and that is going to be, it's a moonlight walk, both in memory of her and to represent the other children that have been abused and neglected, especially in our area.
Right.
And so you can find out more information about that again at the website. So.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you, Sarah. A couple other quick segments. Favorite person of the day? Alan Mincy.
Alan Mincy from the United Way.
Yes, one of my favorite people. If you haven't met Alan Mincy, he's one of the nicest people you will ever meet.
He has never said a negative word about anything.
Ever about anything, anywhere.
In his entire life.
Great guy.
His entire life.
Good day to Alan Mincy. Say hello. Restaurant Tuesday. Where are you going to lunch, Matt?
I'm debating between. Now, I was thinking the new place, Casa Nachos.
Yes.
Because they just had a ribbon cutting.
They did. Gary Farlow shared that with us.
But now Sarah's been talking about NOLA, and I'm all confused.
Blame it on me.
I really don't know. And you know what? I don't really have to choose right now, because Matt is abandoning me today.
I have a lunch appointment.
He has a lunch appointment. He's not going to be eating lunch with me today. This is breaking tradition, and I'm not sure I'm going to be able to go on.
Well, hopefully you'll be here next week and make it through this tragedy. What to watch for tonight? Major League Baseball's All-Star Game. It's always an exciting event. Had the Home Run Derby last night. That matched up against the Bachelorette.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Hold on. I can't stand baseball.
Okay.
I can't stand baseball. Major League All-Star Game? Come on. Come on.
Nonetheless, it's, for those of you who like baseball, the All-Star Game, Bachelorette was last night. Brad and Emily talked about why they broke up. If you didn't see it, check out YouTube. Did you watch that, Sarah?
No, I haven't. I don't have cable though. I watched on the internet the next day.
Okay.
I do want to plug. I do want to plug one of my favorite shows, White Collar.
So good.
Thank you.
So good.
Thank you.
Excellent.
White Collar, it's on tonight. I think it starts at 10 o'clock tonight on.
All right.
What is it? USA. USA. It's cable.
Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday morning. We hope you have a fabulous day. We look forward to seeing you out and about. And if not before, we'll see you next Tuesday morning right back here with Tennessee Valley. Thanks for joining us, everyone.